Radio. Hey peeps, afternoon. Friday, only day off for this week. Apart from Monday, I had the Monday off after the race, but basically day off today, back to work for 6 days tomorrow. I'm not off again until Friday next week, so yeah, had a little bit on this morning, so I've been running around a bit doing a few things, but just thought I'd jump in and go live for a little bit on YouTube, catch up, maybe a bit of a debrief, if anybody's got any questions about anything or just want to have a yarn. How long I stay on will just depend on how many people come in. I know it's only just about to go 2 o'clock on a Friday arb, so a lot of people are probably still at work. But just wanted to jump on for a little bit before the missus comes home so I can spend some time with her rather than being on YouTube. Cool. All right, we might kick the topic off with one that I shared today on my socials is Force Tape, their nasal strips. So I don't know whether there's some of you still on the fence that have used them or haven't used them yet, and don't know whether they're for you or not. So I had the let's rewind. Jordo from Chaos Adventures lent me some nasal strips that he had on one of our afternoon training rides. I did notice a difference with the ease of breathing, like nasal breathing with them. That sort of kicked me off to have a look. I think the ones he had were from the chemist. Issues with some of the chemist ones is that they're only really designed for sleeping, which means when you're out on the bike and you're sweating and dust and that the ones from the chemist tend to pop up and let go. That was sort of what prompted me to go for the Force Tape nasal strips. So I purchased 2 packs. I purchased a pack of the clear, so they can be worn without being too noticeable. And I also purchased a pack of their limited edition blue ones. So this was their traditional design, which I believe they call the Active. This one is said to increase airflow by about 35%, which I definitely found a difference. This is what I wore to race big rocks, and I loaned them out to a few people that asked if they could have one to try. So I gave them out to a handful of people. I think there was ones that come to mind was Brendan Hoodsmith. I think it was Dylan Rimmer, and a couple of others that I loaned them out to so they could actually have a go without having to outlay the money of a purchase of a full pack. So as it turned out, Brendan went out straight after Big Rocks, and he purchased a pack of the Force, and Dylan also purchased a pack. When we got to Abobo on the weekend, Dylan come up to me and he gave me 3 of the new sports, which I used for prologue and also for the main race on Sunday. So the new sports, I should have kept that blue one open. Who we got there? Dalton. Hey Dalton, I'm just chilling at the moment, mate. Just going through the Force nasal strips at the moment. So that's the new Force Sport. So this one is said to increase airflow by 50%, which, man, putting that on after running the standard active, definitely more airflow through the nose with the sport. So I'll just show you the two. So that's the two there. So sport, the black one, and active, the blue one. The sport I found to be way more comfortable on the bridge of the nose over the active, with the sort of the corners here and bits and pieces. These are both breathable material, which helps them stay on while you're sweating and that. So, but man, I jumped on straight away as soon as I got home from a bobo and ordered myself a pack of these sport, because man, the difference between that and that was night and day. So yeah, if you want to have a crack and you're local, give me a yell. I'm more than happy to, I'll give you one of each and you can try for yourself. But yeah, definitely a game changer, especially the likes of myself. I suffer with congestion, like with hay fever and stuff that so these things are unreal. Just the simple thing of flaring the nostril just allows so much more air in. Another thing I'll tell you is, after a bobo and having that on and racing for 5 hours and I took it off, I could instantly feel the restriction in my nasal passage after taking that off. It's like almost like somebody grabbed their fingers and started pinching my nose, is the difference between the airflow with it on and off. So I'm in no way affiliated with Force. I haven't got anything for free off these guys. I've purchased everything myself, so it's an unbiased opinion. So yeah, just sharing it, getting it out there. Let me know if you're local and you want to have a crack. More than happy to give you one of each to try. Yeah, so yeah, definitely do yourselves a favour. Jump on. They've also just released a mini in the active style, so it's quite substantially smaller, and it's actually designed for people with small noses or kids. Like if you got kids that race, ideal for the kids. So also, not only just for racing, you can use these for sleeping. I've used them a few times at night. I actually wore the active last night, and my breathing stayed clear for 8 hours straight through, from when I went to bed until when I got up. I could still breathe. Normally by the time I get up in the morning, my nasal spray that I take has started to wear off, and the congestion comes back. But with that on last night, I didn't get congested and woke up as good as when I went to bed 8 hours earlier. Jessica, yo, how are you, Jessica Perez? Whereabouts are you guys from, Dalton and Jessica? I'm going to have to crank a fan in here. This is bloody still supposed to be sort of in winter, I believe, but I'm sweating my ring in here. I don't know whether winter's over or whether we're going to get another little bit of a cold snap through. Let me have a look here and see quality. Well, it doesn't let you choose the quality, but let's go higher quality. In the chat here, I'm hoping, let's go learn more. No, let's go back. Normally I can make sure that the chat is got everyone, not just the top comments. But let me go landscape here for a sec. No, that ain't gonna work. Well, we'll just have to run with that. Hopefully there's no one that's comments I'm missing out on. I actually remembered this time to share the link on, I shared it on both my my Facebook, my personal Facebook, and the Making Tracks Facebook. What I might do is share it also. Not sure if it's going to let me share. Let's go see if I can go more. See if I can share it to my story on. No, don't have. No, mustn't have Instagram on this phone. That's all good, all good. What else? Yeah, so race, a Bobo. That was bloody awesome, man. The Curtis Coast Trail Riders put on a cracking track for that. Managed to punch out 3 laps in 4 hours 55 minutes. I did break the tip off the rear brake pedal on halfway through the second lap. So Nathan Verai actually loaned me the tip off his beater, so he wasn't going out on the third lap, so he loaned me the brake tip off his beater to keep me going so I could go out for a third lap. So cheers. Cheers. Cheers for that, Nathan. Appreciate that, man. I yesterday ordered, after perusing the internet, Googling brake tips for gas, coming up with titanium stuff worth $80 and all this CNC aluminium stuff. You think I could find somewhere to buy just a normal brake tip for a gas without costing me the earth? So I thought to myself, Nathan's off his beater fit. So I jumped on the Beater Australia website, searched brake tip. It's the same brake tip from 2006 right through to current. I think it was like $12, just under $13 for a brake tip. So I ordered 2 brake tips and $9.95 postage. So for like $32 or something, I got 2 really good quality brake tips for the pedal. So winning. So anybody out there with gas or KTM and you're looking for a good quality cheap rear brake tip, Beater. Yeah, I'll show you the quality. Actually better than what the factory one was. So yeah, like this is way wider in here. The KTM one is a lot thinner and it's more directly upright. Actually, I have I'm not sure if I've replaced the tip on my KTM. I'll have a look at the difference on the KTM. Oh no, I upgraded That's very similar to the factory Kato. That one's obviously copped a few dings, but yeah, they're not as wide on the bottom as what the beta one is. So that width, the width on the bottom, what I'm talking about is how the angle and where this is here actually adds strength to the brake tip. So yeah, 2 more of them coming to chuck in the camel pack for, yeah, like $32 something. Winning, I reckon. I nearly pulled the trigger on the $80 titanium one. I just was balking at the fact of $80, and you're probably still going to have the same thing. I know it's titanium, but yeah. Anyway, what else do we have? So yeah, fourth place at a Bobo in the over 45s. I was fourth at Big Rocks, the Hinterland Horror. So from what I could do the math with the points, pretty sure that put me in. That was 4 and 4 was 8. I think that put me in 4th spot for the Queensland. So I don't know whether the Queensland Enduro Subcommittee is actually going to put out the overall results for the series or not, but yeah, we shall see. At this stage, no racing for me for the remainder of this month, and unless something else pops up, nothing for next month. So I will be basically just training and riding, doing as much as I can. The plan is October to do rounds, I think it's round 5 and 6, which will be a Queensland and Australian enduro series. So that will be at Gympie. So the classes in those enduro run a little bit different to hard enduro. So those of you that don't know, hard enduro basically has in Australia gold, which is your highest level, silver, which is your mid-level, and then bronze, which is your lower level. And then within those, it varies depending on the club or who's running it. There is also then the women's that can race. Generally, if the club will have it, you can race women's in bronze, silver, or gold if they're actually put down as a class, because they have to register the classes if they think they can fill them. So the previous rounds, the Hinterland Horror only had women's in bronze and over 45s in bronze. A Bobo actually had over 45s in both bronze and silver, but only had women in the bronze. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what next year brings for the Queensland series hard enduro. So for the Australian and the Queensland Enduro Series, they have all these different classes. So they have like pro, clubman, there might be expert in there. Then they have veterans over 45s, and then they have masters over 50s. So I will be going, if all lines up and I get to do it. It does actually, the race lands on my weekend off, so I don't have to take leave for that. So I'll be registering for over 50s, which is the masters. See how we go on that. It's I'm not sure yet whether that is going to be a cross-country round or whether it's going to be a sprint round, but either way, when I first started racing, that was what I raced, was sprints and cross-country. So it'll be sort of going back to what got me into racing before I sort of ventured on to hard enduro. So so looking forward to that. So it's pretty much a month and a bit, or probably 6 weeks, 6 weeks off racing. But like I said, in that time I'll be training, riding, yeah. So yeah, we'll have a look at the Midas, the double green that I ran with the Duramoose rounds for the weekend. So this was a brand new double green. So hasn't fared too bad. The side knobs are aren't too bad. The face of the knobs, a little bit of a taper there. Obviously the back edge still nice and square. Yeah, so yeah, really rating the Midas tyres. Still got a few here. I've got some I think I've got 2 single greens down there, and I've got another super light front. So yeah, the fastest stuff I'll be running the what they call the super light, which is a single green, and just a solid soft Duramoose, so an undrilled Duramoose. And I'll go back to the silver rims, which have got a 50 tooth on them instead of a 51 that I run for the hard enduro. So yeah, I'll get them switched over in the next little while. I want to take the rounds out of the back of this because I just want to save them for the hard enduros. They're not really, yeah, they don't like the faster stuff. So yeah, I'll take the rounds out of that. Probably save that tyre, put that tyre aside and put one of the older double greens on to train on. I've got, I think, 1 or 2 there that I can flip round. So yeah, big shout out to Midas Australia for coming on board this year and having me as part of the Midas support program. Really appreciate that. Yeah, all of my other sponsors, Moto Odyssey Australia, Headskins Australia, NSX Factor, Pro-O Suspension, MX Inc Graphics, Focus X, one of my original sponsors from back in the day. They've been with me the longest, as well as Undercover Australia. Who else we got? Juve Australia, Juve Sports Australia, and Bow Care Bone Therapy. Sammy keeping the body tuned up. I've actually got to go and catch up with her from a Bobo. Just tweak my shoulder a little bit, so get Sammy to do a bit of work on that and get that back on track before race in October. Metrolec, thanks for their support. They're helping me out in many different ways, like electrical and yeah, electrolytes and stuff like that. I think that's getting close to all of them. So Focus X, Headskins, NSX Factor, Juve Australia, Moto Odyssey Australia, Metrolec, Undercover Australia, Bowcare, and MX Inc. All bloody legends, and Pro-O Suspension, aka Promo Motorcycles. Really appreciate everything these guys do. Every little bit helps. Yeah, racing and riding's not a cheap sport. So yeah, big thank you to all those guys that support me through this racing journey. We're down to 4 people. Looking around for a rag. Need a rag to wipe the bloody silicone off that tyre. Yeah, so what else? Anyone that's in there got any questions about anything? I don't think there's much else with the bike. Yeah, no real issues apart from breaking the brake pedal. Everything else went well, due for a service. Yeah, so oil, yeah, oil and filter. Actually, I haven't checked the air cleaner to see what it looks like after the race. So, I don't know how many of you know about the filter tear-offs. So, let me get in the light there. So there's these tear-offs that go over the top of your factory filter. So what you can do in the case of a quick change, you can see all the dust and dirt that's caught there. This just lifts straight off to expose a cleaner than what would be filter. You can still see down here there's some dirt sort of obviously got in around the side of this, but overall you could peel that off, shove that back in and go again. Yeah, you can see all that there. So I actually have when I'm doing multi-lap races, I actually have I take with me a bucket, and I've purchased an additional cage for the bike. So I have these in a Ziploc bag pre-oiled. So this has actually got the filter tear off already on it, oiled. The filter with a cage oiled. So pretty much side cover off, unclip the filter, clip this filter straight in, and off you go again. So saves having to muck around with taking the filter off the cage. Got him. Yeah, it saves you having to muck around with taking the filter off the cage to refit the filter onto the cage and then refit the cage. So yeah, so that's just a little trick if you want to make your pit stops a little bit quicker. Yeah, have a pre-oiled filter on a cage ready to go. I've got a third filter there on its own, no cage, no tear off, because I wrecked the other tear off that I had for that. So yeah, that's where we'd be at with that. I'll chuck this bloody dust cover. Chuck this dust cover in here. Chuck that in to keep the nasties out of the out of there. have we got on here that there's a heap of different styles of bar bags on the market. I've been running these ones for a few years now. You can get them off eBay. The thing I like about this is that it's got the clear pouch in the top here, which I'll use this other phone to show you. I'm just going to put you down for a second. So the phone actually goes in this clear case on the top here, and it actually works like it touch. Your touch still works through the. So if I can get on the pause, I can actually pause that or play it. So yeah, when you're doing navigating and stuff like on a trail ride or whatever, and you're following old GPS back, yeah, you can see that in there. Zip it open, you got heaps of space in here. I normally carry my phone wrapped in a terry towel, gels, my batteries for my Insta, a couple of protein bars, some lollies. Yeah, and then that just zips up. I think from memory they're about $18 plus $10 postage. Normally when I buy them, I order a couple at a time just to make postage a bit cheaper. So yeah, pretty bloody cool. You know, like if I can back out of this, no worries, just press the button there. So still very, very sensitive to, let's find YouTube. Oh yeah, YouTube's there. Find that, go to my channel, go to view channel, play that video. And then there we go. So yeah, they're really cool. Highly rate them. The only challenge I've had with them is that the zippers do go at some point, but normally for the value for like, you know, $18, yeah, really good. I just zip tie it to the handlebar there. You can either zip tie, which I've done, zip tied around the handlebar under there just to stop when you jump or whatever, or when you do downhill, that the bag doesn't flip right over the top. So yeah, sing out, flick me a message if you're interested on them. Yeah, that just velcros open and then the phone comes out. It still fits this bigger phone, still goes in there. But yeah, hit me up, send me a message or comment in here, and I'll post up a link for it. Skip to live. Right, so I didn't see, I think that was about 35 minutes. So if not too many jump in, I'll probably pull the pin in about 5 minutes. So that will be, yeah, say just after 2:30, unless we get an influx of people that want to have a chat. Yeah, but pretty stoked with the way everything's going. yeah, keen to finish the season out, get prepped for next year, and yeah, see what next year brings for us. What else? I don't think there's much else, guys. Hey, loving the suspension from Promo Motorcycles. Oddie sprung it for my weight because it was sprung for a lighter rider, and he also re-shimmed it and put some more dampening shims in, just to help with my wrist through rocks and like brake ruts and acceleration ruts and stuff. Like during Transmoto, as the track deteriorated, my wrist was just getting annihilated with the big deep brake ruts, like into the corners, and then the acceleration ruts out of the corners. I had to go off to the side of the track. I couldn't actually ride through the ruts because it was jarring my wrist that bad. It was even the brace wasn't enough to actually protect the wrist from the jarring. So Oddie redid the suspension, the front forks. And night and day, man. I don't know, for those of you that have watched my videos since with like a Bobo and the Hinterland Horror, just the rocks, just cruising through the rocks. Obviously still technique's not real right up there for me, just because I struggle to stand because of the wrist and the limited movement that I have in this. So once I stand up, I lose a lot of my movement in my wrist due to the limited movement that I have. So hence why you'll see me sitting quite a lot. It's not not that I don't want to stand. I would love to stand, but I just don't have the throttle control, and also the extra pressure that it puts on my wrist with having the body weight. But is what it is. I deal with the issues that I've got and just try and find ways of making it work. Well, we got 10 people in there. So that's probably going to be about 40 minutes. That was probably about it for me. Just want to go live, give people an opportunity to jump in and say hi. Just give you a few updates on bits and pieces, and that's about it. So, back up to 25 now. Can't think of anything else. Anybody got any questions? No. Righto, peeps. I'm going to call it at that. Thanks for those of you that tuned in. Appreciate you all. Till next time, stay tuned. Back to work tomorrow, so I won't be riding until at least Friday next week. But stay tuned. Hopefully I'll get out over the Friday, Saturday, Sunday that I've got off and have a video for you guys. Stay tuned. Catches.